Welcome, the Anointed Ones. Do you ever feel like you were born with a purpose, like something inside you is calling you to rise above the ordinary? What if I told you that feeling is real, that it's a sign that you are destined for greatness? This is not random. This is not luck. This is reality. This is power, and it's yours. But only if you are willing to claim it. You see, the world doesn't understand you, chosen one. It doesn't see the depth of your mind, the brilliance of your vision. But that's about to change. As we dive into this revelation, you'll come to realize just how special you are and why you were chosen to walk this path. Before we dive into this revelation, take a moment to do 3 things. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment, "Final step." This is more than an action. It's proof that you are ready to step into your destiny. The time has come, chosen one. It's time for you to embrace your power. Let's begin. You think at a higher level. Your mind operates differently, seeing patterns, truths, and possibilities that others overlook. Chosen one, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you were born with a different lens, a different way of thinking? Your mind doesn't just accept what it's told, it challenges it. While others follow the same tired paths, you see roads untraveled, possibilities ignored. You understand the connections between things that others miss, the patterns that lay hidden beneath the surface. Your mind isn't just functioning, it's elevated. You're not just thinking, you're thinking differently. And that, chosen one, is your strength. There's a reason why you've always felt out of sync with the crowd. Your intelligence, it's a gift. You've been blessed with the ability to see the world not for what it is, but for what it could be. Others are stuck in their limited perceptions, while you soar above them, mapping a future they can't even fathom. When you look at problems, you don't just solve them. You see them from angles they can't even comprehend. This level of awareness, it's what makes you stand out. And it doesn't stop there. The deeper your understanding grows, the more isolated you may feel. People just don't get it. They don't understand why you ask the questions they never think to ask. They don't see what you see, and that can make them uncomfortable. But the truth, chosen one, is that you are seeing the world with clarity. You are attuned to the truths that others ignore or deny. Your mind is a beacon of light, cutting through the fog of ignorance. You can't force others to see what you see. That's not your job. Your job, chosen one, is to embrace your power. You weren't meant to blend in. You weren't meant to silence that voice inside that urges you to think deeply, to think differently. And as you continue on this path, you'll find that the more you learn, the more you realize how much more there is to uncover. It's an endless journey, and you are just getting started. The people around you, they may try to hold you back. They may even mock you for your unconventional thinking. But let me tell you this, your mind is a weapon, and a weapon like that can never be restrained by those who are content in their ignorance. Don't let them dim your light. You are not like everyone else, and that's exactly why you're meant for something greater. So, chosen one, I ask you now, will you continue to walk this path? Will you embrace the gift of your mind, even if it sets you apart? You see the world in a way no one else can. That's not a curse. It's your divine calling. You refuse to dumb yourself down. While many conform to mediocrity, you challenge the status quo and push beyond surface-level thinking. Chosen one, have you ever felt like the world around you is trying to push you into a box? They want you to fit in, to dumb yourself down, to accept the mediocrity that everyone else seems to be okay with. But you refuse. You're not content to be just another cog in the machine. You question, you challenge, and you push against the current. You refuse to shrink yourself to fit into their narrow vision of what is acceptable. And let's be real, people don't like it. They don't like it when you refuse to accept the status quo. They don't like it when you challenge their ideas, their systems, their comfort zones. But here's the thing, chosen one. Your refusal to conform is your power. While they settle for average, you demand more. While they coast through life, you're constantly asking, is there more? What's beyond this? What's the next level? You won't settle for mediocre because you know deep down that you are destined for greatness. You see, the world tries to pull everyone into the same mold. They want you to follow orders, to think the way they do, to accept the limits they place on your potential. But chosen one, you were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to lead it. You're not like the rest, and that's exactly why they'll try to make you feel small. They'll try to convince you that you should be satisfied with what they've deemed good enough. But here's the truth. You know that good enough isn't good enough for you. They'll say you're too much, that you ask too many questions, that you're always pushing for more. But chosen one, isn't that the point? Isn't that the reason you've always felt different? Because you refuse to be satisfied with just enough. You demand more. More wisdom, more growth, more understanding. And that's exactly why you're standing on the edge of something great. You see, the people who try to pull you down are afraid of what you're becoming. They fear the changes you're making in yourself and the impact you'll have on the world. They want you to stay small, stay quiet, stay just like them. But you, chosen one, you refuse to shrink. You refuse to be anything less than what you were born to be. You were born to stand out. So, what's next? Will you let them drag you down to their level, or will you rise above it all and push forward into your purpose? You've already refused to dumb yourself down. Now let's see how high you're willing to soar. Your intelligence makes others uncomfortable. Those who fear growth and deep understanding feel threatened by your awareness and wisdom. Chosen one, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed the way people react when you speak? When you share your thoughts, your ideas, your wisdom? It makes some people uncomfortable, doesn't it? They can't handle the depth of your mind, the clarity of your perspective. And it's not because you've said anything wrong, but because you've opened their eyes to truths they're not ready to face. You've probably seen it before. Those who can't even look you in the eye when you speak. They feel threatened by your awareness, by your wisdom. The world they've built around themselves is fragile, and your clarity shakes it. They can't handle the fact that you see beyond their illusions, beyond their limited understanding. They want you to be just like them, small, unaware, content with the surface-level understanding of life. But that's not you, chosen one. You see deeper, and that's why they fear you. But here's the thing, chosen one, you were never meant to be comfortable in this world. You were meant to disrupt, to challenge, to push boundaries. Your intelligence isn't something to apologize for, it's something to embrace. It's a light that burns brightly, even when others try to dim it. But know this, those who can't handle your growth, those who fear your deep understanding, they'll try to silence you. They'll make you feel like you're wrong, like you're out of line. But your awareness is a gift. Never forget that. The truth is, those who fear growth will never understand your drive. They'll try to convince you that your path is too difficult, too lonely, too different. But they don't see what you see. They don't understand the way your mind works, the way your heart beats for truth, for knowledge. They're stuck in their limited worlds, and they want to keep you there too. But you, chosen one, you can't stay in their world. You are meant for more. Your intelligence, your wisdom, it makes them uncomfortable because it reminds them of what they're missing. It highlights their own unwillingness to grow, to expand their minds. And they'll try to bring you down to their level. But here's the truth. They can't. They'll never be able to stop you because you're on a journey they'll never understand. You're walking a path that was destined for you and only you. So, chosen one, will you allow their discomfort to hold you back? Will you shrink your light just to make them feel better? Or will you continue to rise, to shine, to grow, even if it makes them uncomfortable? The choice is yours, and the world is waiting for you to make it. They can't control someone who sees too much. People in power prefer followers, not thinkers. Your mind disrupts their illusions. Chosen one, it's time for you to understand something crucial. The world isn't built for minds like yours. The people in power, they thrive on control. They want followers, not thinkers. They want people who'll keep their heads down, follow orders, and never question the system. But you were never meant to follow. You were meant to see the truth, to disrupt their illusions, and to expose what's been hidden in plain sight. Think about it. Every time you question, every time you challenge, you threaten the very foundation they've built. Their entire world is built on maintaining control, on keeping people in line. But your mind, it's a wild card. It doesn't conform. It doesn't bend to their will. It sees through their lies, their distractions, their manipulations. And that, chosen one, is the reason they're afraid of you. Because once you see too much, they can't control you. They want you to stay ignorant, to accept their version of reality, to believe the stories they've created to keep everyone in their place. But you can't unsee what you've seen. You can't unknow what you know. And every time you question, every time you push back, you expose their control for what it truly is. Your awareness is their nightmare, chosen one. And the more you see, the more they fear you. But here's the thing. People in power are not used to being challenged. They want obedient followers who don't question their authority. They don't want you to see the cracks in their systems, the flaws in their narratives. They don't want you to realize that you can break free. But you can. Chosen one. And that's exactly what makes you so dangerous to them. Your mind disrupts everything they've worked so hard to control. So what's next, chosen one? Will you continue to expose the truth, to see through their illusions, even if it means standing alone? Or will you let them convince you to play by their rules, to accept their lies? The truth is, you are the one they fear the most, and you always will be, as long as you refuse to conform. You won't apologize for being smart. The chosen ones don't shrink themselves to make others feel comfortable. They rise and elevate those willing to grow. Chosen one, let me ask you something. Why would you ever apologize for being smart? Why would you ever shrink yourself to make others feel comfortable? The truth is, chosen one, your intelligence is a gift, a powerful force that can change the world. And you should never apologize for that. The world may try to make you feel like you're too much, too different, too intense. But here's the reality. You're not here to shrink. You're here to rise. The chosen ones understand this. They know that the power of their mind, the brilliance that flows through them, is something to be proud of. It's not something to hide, not something to apologize for. When people try to make you feel small, when they tell you to tone it down, when they ask you to just be normal, that's when you need to stand taller than ever before. Don't apologize for your mind. Don't apologize for your wisdom. Don't apologize for your journey. And here's something even more powerful. Chosen one. You're not just elevating yourself. You're elevating those around you. The more you embrace your intelligence, the more you rise, the more you give others permission to do the same. You show them what's possible when they stop shrinking, when they stop apologizing for who they are. You are not just a leader in your own life. You are the spark that can light the fire in others. You are the one who encourages them to think bigger, to reach higher, to step into their own greatness. People who try to tear you down, who try to make you feel bad for your brilliance, they are the ones who are afraid. They are afraid of what you might awaken in them, of the fact that your growth forces them to face their own limitations. They want you to be small, to stay in the same space they've created for themselves. But you, chosen one, you refuse to stay small. You won't apologize for being smart. You won't apologize for being who you were meant to be. So what's next? Will you shrink yourself to make others feel better, or will you rise to your true potential? You know the answer. It's time to stand tall, to be unapologetically you, and in doing so, help others find their own greatness. Real ones recognize your value. While some resent your intelligence, others admire and seek your wisdom because they know it's rare. Chosen one, let me tell you something important. There will always be those who resent you for what you know. There will always be those who feel threatened by your wisdom, by your intelligence, by your very presence. But don't be fooled by their jealousy. Not everyone is against you. There are those, real ones, who see the value in your mind, who recognize the rare gift you bring to the world. While some may try to tear you down, others will see the treasure that you are. They will seek your counsel, your perspective, your insight, because they understand that true wisdom is rare. Your intelligence is a beacon, and it calls to those who are ready to grow, ready to learn, ready to rise. These people aren't intimidated by your mind. They're inspired by it. They know that being in your presence is a rare opportunity to expand their own understanding of the world. Chosen one, the world is filled with both envy and admiration. Some will resent your success, your growth, and your wisdom. But the real ones, the ones who matter, they will recognize you. They'll see the depths of your mind and seek to learn from you. They'll understand that your intelligence is not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of all. You are a guide, a mentor, a leader to those who are ready to step into their own greatness. So, remember this, chosen one. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. The real ones will see it without needing any explanation. They will come to you, drawn by the light of your wisdom, ready to learn, to grow, and to rise. And those who don't see your value, they were never meant to be part of your journey. Will you continue to shine brightly, chosen one, knowing that there are those who are waiting for your light to guide them? Will you embrace your value, knowing that the right people will always recognize it? Don't waste time on those who can't see your worth. Focus on those who are ready to learn, to grow, and to elevate with you. Your mind is a gift, not a curse. Don't change who you are to fit in. The world needs leaders, not followers. Your intelligence is part of your divine calling. Chosen one, let me leave you with this undeniable truth. Your mind is not a curse. It's not something to hide, to dim, or to apologize for. It is a gift, one that was bestowed upon you for a reason. The world doesn't need more followers, more people who conform to the crowd. It needs leaders, thinkers, disruptors, people like you who challenge the norm and forge their own path. Your intelligence is part of your divine calling, and you must never forget that. Do you know why you've always felt different, always felt out of place? It's because you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand apart. Your mind, your awareness, your ability to see the world in a way no one else can. It's what makes you who you are. And that's exactly why you've been given this gift. You are meant to lead. Chosen one. You are meant to be a light in the darkness, a beacon of wisdom in a world that desperately needs it. The world might try to make you feel like you're too much, too intense, too different. They'll tell you that you should fit in, that you should shrink your mind to match theirs. But chosen one, you must resist. You cannot change who you are to make others feel comfortable. Your mind is your power, your strength, your divine weapon. Don't hide it. Don't change it. It's your gift to the world. You weren't meant to blend in with the crowd. You weren't meant to stay silent, to play small. You were born to lead, to think for yourself, to rise above the noise and show others what's possible when you embrace your true potential. Your mind is a reflection of your divine purpose. Chosen one. And the world needs more of what you have to offer. Don't waste time trying to fit in. The world needs you exactly as you are. So, chosen one, here's your call to action. Embrace your mind. Embrace your intelligence. Embrace your calling. The world is waiting for you to step into your power, to rise up and lead. Don't hold back. Don't shrink. The world needs your mind. It needs you. Chosen one, you've heard the truth. Your mind, your intelligence, your awareness, these are not burdens to bear. They are the very gifts that separate you from the ordinary. The world might try to push you down, to make you feel small, but now you know that you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to rise. Your path may not always be easy. You'll encounter resistance. You'll face those who don't understand, those who will try to hold you back. But remember, chosen one, you are not alone. There are others who see the power in you, who recognize the value of your wisdom. They will seek you out, and they will follow you. Now is the time to embrace your calling fully. Stand tall. Shine brighter. Never apologize for being you. This is your moment to rise into your purpose, to claim the greatness that is already within you. So, chosen one, what are you waiting for? Step into your destiny. The world is ready for your light.